Hello, how are you? I hope you are doing well. It's another day. It's another day that we're still striving and making the best of it. It's still the month of Ramadan, and one needs both everything to be in it, you know? So it's day 2 and it's going on. The first days are usually challenging because you have to adjust your whole body system to it, and then you wake up very early to eat, and take your medications if you have to take your medications and what have you, and you fast for almost 12 hours, In America, sometimes when we fast, we see the sunset around 9, 10 at night. There was a time it was 10:30 at night and stuff. So sometimes it's very easy to come to Africa and fast and stuff because of the sunset. So we meet again, and our discussion, I'm having me tea, and I'm going to be having me some millet custard. It's they call it pap kunu. And I like to take all the soft stuff, very early. I like taking soft stuff, and I like to take all this millet stuff, because it helps. It gives energy. They are energy giving food and stuff. You need energy to fast. So you need to eat energy giving food, and then you also need to be on a good nutritional diet, and then there are people with different conditions and stuff. So they watch it, like sugar, people with diabetes and stuff like that. They get healthy actually during Ramadan. They get healthy. But at the same time, you have to watch the food that you eat, because there are some people that add weight even during Ramadan. So you have to also be on balanced diet, and that's what's up. So today I'm going to be discussing some things that has to do with, parents. I see sometimes in Africa, elderly people on the streets and stuff like that. And I keep wondering, don't they have relatives? What happened to them, And you keep wondering, there are people that when they marry off their children or something, they neglect their parents if they're still alive. Some are wishing that their parents were alive and stuff. So parents, whether they are relatives and stuff like that, you need to reach out to them. You need to reach out to them. You need to be kind to them, and stuff, because kindness goes a long way. There are certain things that I do that I might not want to show on social media because, then Z or XY would say, why didn't I, do for this and that and that? You can never please everyone, but at the same time, you do your best. Those that know that I do my best, they appreciate it, because it's not everybody that will appreciate you. So you do your best, and leave the rest to your Almighty. So you must learn to also reach out to, the elderly, because the elderly, their strength have been withdrawn back, and it's part of the recycle of nature. So you have to always have that compassion towards, the cycle of life, especially the ones that they're sick, the ones that they're elderly. There are some elderly ones that they're very strong. They still break their axemen, they are wood choppers and stuff like that. They are very, very strong all their life. That's what they train for. So, but at the same time, there are some elderly that they need help. So you have to also reach out to those type of elderly people. It's very, very important. And people who still have their parents, do your best to make sure that you're kind. If they're financially buoyant, make sure that you reach out to them emotionally. Sometimes physically, you have to reach out to them. It's very important that you are compassionate, because some Africans are losing that compassion. That's why we have street beggars, elderly street beggars. We have disabled beggars on the streets and stuff begging. And then you come online, you want to preach. Go and preach to yourself, preach to your leaders. Let them know that it's not okay to have people who are disabled on the street begging. And it's not okay to see women and children begging on the street. And it's not okay to see the elderly begging on the street. And this is my point. And that's why I put an X to anybody coming to my page to preach for me. Go and sort your community mess before you come and preach to me. Because I see there's a lot of gap and illnesses in the society. That's why I decided to, to elaborate this page to touch some social issues and social illnesses, because it's not okay for us to be watching the show. You know, we can't sit back and be watching the show anymore. I have been outspoken. I've been an activist. I've been a youth ambassador, peace ambassador, you know, and I've been engaged in Africa, pan-Africanly. And I've been engaged even in the shores of America and stuff like that. So passion to make sure that you see things right so that it does not transcend to the people that you love is very important, because you can be driving in your beautiful, you know, beautiful car, very, very expensive car, and you might get mobbed. You know, you might be in a community that it has been safe. You know, it has been accounted and dated for it to be safe. And then one day there's a breach, you know, because criminals are getting breached every day, you know, and you are sitting there, you know, saying God will do it. God said, get up and I shall help you. God said you should also be honest. Are you being honest? Are you going to continue watching the show? You know, are you going to watch the show till one day they get intelligent to break into your house, or they get intelligent to mob you, or they get intelligent to breach your protocols, your security protocols? Or are you going to do something about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep blaming other people but not blaming yourself to do the right thing? So these are things that I try to generate, to spur, for us to talk about it, to try and find a way forward so we don't sit and become vegetables, you know? You know, vegetables in the garden, you know. I recently, my PA has his own garden and I have my own garden, and we're doing a garden competition, you know? So I figure out that he, you know, there's this place, a stream that passes by, so he, you know, cheated. So everybody waters his own place. So recently I just saw that his own were blossom. So I said, I find a way to put water in my garden, and you just manipulate it. You find an easy access of water. So we had to, you know, we had to go back to the drawing board for him to do it right. So that's about it. Sometimes even you find happiness in the little part of things around you, and it's very, very important, you know. And there are many people that have houses, farmhouses and stuff, or their own house. They can't even plant anything. You can have flower pots, you know, even if you don't have the soil, if everywhere is tiled, you can have flower pots and do it in the flower pot. There are bigger flower pots, long ones and stuff. There are smaller ones and stuff. Engage yourself in earthy stuff, you know. Plant more trees, do things and stuff like that. Preserve your environment and stuff. There are many things that you need to do with yourself. You know, we live in a society where people just think about 400 and something million cars. You know, it's all about consumption. What about preserving your own environment, making your environment more healthy, mentally, emotionally, you know, reducing the beggars on the street? These are things that I'm very keyed about, you know. When you are more into your social illnesses, you know, you make your environment more like Europe and America, you know. You have to be active. Americans are active into their society. They just don't sit down and watch the show. And that's the difference between Africans. Some Africans, they watch the show, you know, and then they wait for something, you know, for them to, you know, engage in, you know. And then when you speak out, they tell you that they want peace. They are still fighting Boko Haram, you know, and it's still the month of Ramadan, you know, and it has been going for more than a decade. The war has been going for more than a decade. This is a time for you to wake up and know that religion is not our problem. Poverty is our problem. Mismanagement is our problem. Corruption is our problem. So you yourself, you also have to fight corruption within yourself. Tell yourself to do the right thing. When all these elderlies and stuff like that, check on them. You know, you have money, you're thinking of women after you break your fast. And then the same set of people will come and be asking you whether you're fasting. Fasting how? Fasting how? How will you be asking me whether I'm fasting? Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you for someone to come and be asking me if I'm fasting? If you have, there's what is called timing. You wake up early in the morning, you eat. It's called sahur. If you don't know, for those asking me whether I'm fasting, it's called sahur. You wake up, you eat within those period of time. And then you shut your mouth and it's just prayers and words of prayers and then till sunset. So stop coming and asking me whether I'm fasting. You know, everybody is entitled to sahur. That's why I hate hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is the most disgusting thing that it's happening in the northern region and in many parts of the world. You know, hypocrisy is what gave birth to Boko Haram. Hypocrisy is what gave birth to bandits. Hypocrisy is what gave birth to kidnappers. You know, so tell yourself the truth so we can have peace. You know, let's activate a social movement that will bring peace to our community and make us more stable. Religion is not our problem. Corruption is our problem. If we are honest with ourselves, we won't have the problems that we have in our community. And that's my point. You know, so all those beggars on the street, try to reach out to them before them too. They have this intelligence of criminology. Because sometimes, you know, you see beggars go to different houses and beg. You know, they beg in different houses. They are keeping database of things, you know, and it's dangerous. So try to reach out to them before they become more before they become more professional. That's my point. And that's about it. I'll try and do the Hausa one and try and drink my pap and stuff. Good morning, Hajia. Good morning, Nasru Umar Gwadabawa. Good morning, Kamal Sisi. Good morning, Abdul Wahab. Ya Umusa. Mustafa Kano. Yarima. DN. Raf. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all the beautiful people out there. Good morning, Ayuba. Good morning. Good morning, Kamal. Good morning, Ali. Bello. Wow, you people are a lot. Very early. Very early. Good morning, Wali Tambari. Good morning, Abubakar Adamu, Ismail Idris Baruno, Lawal Adamu, Flash Idris Hamza, Musa Suleiman, Musa. My regards and beautiful, beautiful greetings to you and your family. Let's do this another time when we are given the strength and life to do so. And may all your loved ones and the ones we know rest in peace, and peace to you and your family, and may our good prayers be answered. Because the reason why I use the word good prayers, because there are some people that use this month to do evil. So may our good prayers be answered. Amen. Bye-bye.